So, the top 10 ways to be a great learning coach. Number 1, communicate with your teachers. The most important thing we can do to support our students learning from home is to help facilitate teacher communication. Please feel empowered to directly email your teachers in Schoology, through Zoom chat, or traditional email. It's really hard for teachers to address individual concerns in open class, but we all want to hear what your needs are and help support you.
Okay, number 2, great learning coaches help set up the learning space. This is oh so important. You and your student will want to make sure that all materials are within reach. So let's take a peek at just one example of a learning space. Notice that materials are readily available. You'll want to make sure you have a chair where the child will be allowed to sit up instead of using a recliner or a bed. Make sure they have a water bottle and snacks are handy. We want to remove any distractions, such as their favorite toys or stuffed animals. And of course, we want to make sure TVs, phones are turned off or muted. And of course, we want an overall quiet learning space. And so we know that there's going to be some noise in the home, so you may want to consider having headphones for your learner. They can be great for noise canceling.
Number 3, great learning coaches support good class behavior. Support our teachers by monitoring and redirecting when necessary behavior from your student that you feel is very likely distracting to others and or their own learning.
And number 4, great learning coaches stay connected. What exactly does this mean? If you are a parent, make sure that you have a parent, Schoology, and PowerSchool account. Your PowerSchool account will give you access to your child's grades and attendance, and it will also give you access to your access code that you need in order to create your Schoology account. Now, Schoology gives you kind of a bird's eye view or lurking abilities into what your child does on a day-to-day basis in their classes. Gives you access to class announcements, Zoom links, and more. Also, make sure to set up your eConnect account. This will subscribe you to the weekly emails that go out related to all things OWL. You can follow the online school on social media, Facebook and Twitter to be exact. And you can also visit our website, hcos.hcps.us, for direct links to all of these things and more. There's even a video showcasing how to get connected to PowerSchool, Schoology, and eConnect. So go check it out.
Number 5, great learning coaches are tech knowledgeable. It's really helpful for our learners if you also know the basics of how to interact with Zoom, Schoology, and literacy footprints and Seesaw if needed. We have a wonderful resource site with tutorials on how to learn all the things that you may want to know to help your learner. Start small. Just learn those basic things that your student needs to start off with. And then as the year progresses, you can go back anytime and figure out new skills for yourself and your student.
On to number 6, great learning coaches are troubleshooters. Now, we all know that there's really no way to avoid tech issues. We all have them, and they are frustrating and can often stop us in our tracks. So, what do you do when you come across a technical difficulty? Well, if the teacher is in the middle of instruction, direct message them in the chat in Zoom if possible. If Zoom is the issue, consider messaging them in Schoology. If that's not a possibility, email your child's teacher to inform them that there is a problem. You can check out the resources available in the Help Hub on the HCOS website. Also, Googling your answer will oftentimes help resolve the issue a lot quicker than having to wait on somebody to respond. So give that a shot. Now, when all else fails, access the student support portal either from Hanover's main website or from the HCOS website. This will inform the county that there is an issue with your device and they will reach out to you as soon as possible. Now, when submitting a ticket, make sure to be as specific as possible so that your issue can be resolved quickly.
Number 7, great learning coaches encourage timeliness. We've seen great success with countdown timers for breaks and posted daily schedules in that student's learning space. During breaks, we encourage students to grab a snack, go outside if it's nice and play, use the restroom. Anything that they can do off screen helps them refocus when they come back on screen. Teachers appreciate anything that we can do to ensure that that student is in place even a few minutes before each of their synchronous instruction sessions begin.
Number 8, great learning coaches are in proximity of the learner. Proximity matters, especially with our youngest learners, so make sure you're within earshot, especially to help with the technology. In the beginning, our learners will need more support logging in, accessing assignments, navigating between online and offline activities, so they need your help. Now, when the teacher assigns offline activities or independent activities, such as independent math or reading and writing practice, make sure to support their participation in those activities.
Number 9, encourage independence. Students learn best when they have to think through a problem independently rather than just being given the answer. That productive struggle helps ensure that the knowledge sticks. For example, it's best not to spell words for your child. Ask them to sound it out. We ask that your role be to clarify directions and prompt them without doing the work for them. Teachers really need to see the correct and incorrect work from the student to make appropriate instructional decisions. Here are a few examples of rules that you can establish in your household to increase that student independence. Ask that that student try to solve that problem themselves before asking for help. If they get frustrated, ask them to take a deep breath and count to 10. One helpful idea as well is to have them clean up their own workspace when finished and have their own setup of materials ready for the next day. If they did it, then they will be independently knowing where those materials are when the session starts again.
And finally, number 10, great learning coaches are positive. All students will benefit from having a coach that will look for the positives in the situation, even when things get frustrating. So encourage the learner daily and acknowledge those small successes that you see and hear. It will go a long way in keeping the learning going.
Sincerely, guys, we thank you. We could not do it without you. We understand that everyone's situation is different with different resources. We are all trying our hardest to do what's best for each of our amazing students. And we know that you guys are all doing your best as well. Our tips are in a handy dandy one-sheeter located at bit.ly/OWL Top 10 Tips. We are always learning. We appreciate you guys so much.